Hi, Tess. If you want to come on in, have a seat for some symbolic support. Here's your Inkblot made in your name and essence if you want to take a screenshot so you can scry in your own time and terms. Thank you so much for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights, and truly allowing me to be a guest in your aura. So thank you, Tess. I'm going to scry your ink, add on Tarot and Oracle. We don't have the spirit box or any other add-ons, so we're going raw and rogue. I love it. I did grab a poker hand here of oracle cards. We'll take a boo in a minute while I was doing a pre-shuffle. But if you'd like to join me, Tess, let's close the eyes. Cleansing the palette of perception. Releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. We're here for Tess. Thank you. All right, I'm going to freely explore. Thank you. Okay. I get really distracted by, I don't know if the lighting will allow it to see them up here, like these star guys. On one hand, I get like Cupid. On the other hand, I'm seeing like Orion. So maybe you resonate with starseed feel or feel very prominent. Like maybe the moon, like dusk and dawn, like really speak to you. Do you know what I'm saying? There's just something in there, sorry, that gets me distracted. Maybe you're easily distracted by shiny objects. I'm with you. Could be something along that lines. At least that's how I'm feeling. Okay, let's take a look at your poker hand here before I start like deep down at the bottom. Okay, so I have trust yourself, going beyond normal. I'll bring these up so you can, of course, scry them. Please follow your own intuition. What you want, wants you, and inspiration. And free from judgment, free to love. And I don't know why my throat feels all... I don't know if there's something in your throat chakra. It brings me into this card. What you want, wants you. It is blue in nature. I don't know if that comes through. Maybe in the background of my haunted heart. Speaking it into existence. There's the shell up there. The spiral of creation. Button. Who's got the buttons? Ideas. Going beyond normal. Something about time is also coming through. Like time after time. Maybe there's been a contemplation, like, is there enough time? Have I done enough? Will I do enough? That's just where I'm kind of going. Of course, thank you. I'm just going to freely roam, but more importantly, follow your insights. I'm seeing Ace Ventura with all the animals, like, come to me, jungle friends, come to me. You might be work really well with animals on the earth and aliens in the atmosphere. There is an above and below, but I want to bring in the inspiration card because I want to plop it in like right up here, and I know there they are, and I want to slide. See how that all that yellow kind of glows like a pine cone standing in. And the free from judgment, free to love, I want to place all in here. And that poker hand that's stepping forward. And see how her arm is right there? It brings me into like these creatures right here. So I'm going to start down there. I don't know if they're seals or swans. You know what I feel like I'm seeing? I feel like I'm seeing peacocks, but in black and white. And yet, trust yourself, everything's in color. But maybe you started from a place of black and white, like maybe, or gray, maybe some sort of clarity, maybe the way you were raised, or maybe you can even place it like just a few minutes ago or a few years ago. And it's almost like I can see in time, like history, when TV went from black and white to color. And I feel like when I'm in your energy, I can sense that point as well. Like I would be able to point it. And, when I was, doing your ink, two things came through. One was the song Locomotion. And let's give them something to talk about. And I feel like locomotion might be some sort of inspiration with the pine cone symbology meaning anything to you. Also something about one specific tree. It's like one pine cone grew into a big, big tree. And then there's like people dancing around this tree. Maybe you resonate as like old pagan or some sort of, again, it's interesting, or indigenous lineage or spirit guides or something like that, because I'm seeing it very earthly, like this, earth witch or pagan, Celtic, whatever you want to apply in whatever culture, in the crock pot of all that is. But something specifically that's connecting me to the indigenous because of their understanding of coming from the beings from the stars. I'm going to leave that there. And let's give them something to talk about. So it's like the locomotion going from like black and white to color. It's like, let's give them something to talk about. It's like the train to that. Like people are going to talk about this. I don't know if that has been a point in your life, or maybe that's just you. You're like a dancing fairy gypsy wandering about, and yet you might have this very strong sense of, I'm going to say judgment. And this doesn't have to be just how I'm feeling, and I'm trying to like place it in, right? Not that I'm judgmental, but I have like this straight and narrow way. Maybe that's the black and white in me, right? This responsible person, paying my bills on time, all those kind of good things. But then there's this other side. And there's this other side that goes to like fairy festivals, and I dance around the fire. And I don't know if all parts know of each other, but that's at least how I'm feeling. And that's kind of like where I release, and I don't know, I feel like there's lots of orbs around me. Like it feels fairy-like, for lack of a better term, but it could be celestial, galactic. Pick a term that feels good. That kind of like twinkle. Okay, thank you. Okay, sorry. So I'm going to wander up. I feel like there's a passing of somebody that fell. It was a male. And I'm seeing somebody like run to them. I'm also seeing maybe like is it like Muslim or Hindu? Forgive my ignorance. Like there's a praying, like low, like on the knees praying. I don't know if this person actually passed this male, but I thought they did. Like it was like a near miss is kind of the feeling I'm getting. And there's like, this is like all the, like the gray when the TV color, and that's where I'm seeing the person bow. Or possibly pass, and I come running in. Okay, so I'm going to roll down another rabbit hole here that just opened up for me. Free from judgment, free to love. I kind of feel like some sort of relationship, personal, platonic, corporate, or creative. So those contexts, of course, are yours. Receive or release freely. I don't know necessarily if it was romantic, but, or maybe like a partnership, something didn't work out. And it's like that symbolically died. And now through some, it's like I taped my butterfly wings back together is how I'm feeling, or my fairy wings, because it's very strong in your reading and I don't know why. Right here. See that butterfly? And it's like from this heart healing, building a strong trunk. But now I'm seeing like a Japanese maple tree as well. I feel like there's a lot of cultures around you, but I don't know if that is, again, it's a lot of animals, a lot of cultures, because I have an openness going beyond normal. I have an openness to all these buttons that I collected, different layers, different lifetimes. So I have a resonance with a lot of things, not necessarily an agreement or a contract to follow, because I just feel like I have a been there, done that. I received the knowledge and I'm compiling. So I have like this collection of going beyond the norm of just one, right? There's like the many among the one, free from judgment, and like love everybody. I can love everyone's methods because of something about that inspiring in between space between the earthly existence and the ethereal existence and all the energy in between. But sometimes what you want wants you. It's like, how do I manifest what I want specifically? Maybe there's a sense of guilt sometimes. Maybe that's just me. But there's like a trunk in there. And there's something about these. It's like I'm seeing traditional fire flames, but they're made of green. So the green color, the green ray, the heart chakra. And if there was a relationship, maybe it is your family. It could have been, maybe you might have a father or grandfather that passed that just really meant something to you, like when you're kind of someone's favorite. But I do want to say as well that you have a higher family in a different plane, new beginnings. Yeah, somebody did pass on. They went through, or at least, again, how I'm feeling. You might have an understanding. Family has a karmic tie. The people who are in your family right now. There's that Celtic knot thing. Yeah, maybe it's I don't know. It feels light. Did I lose a soulmate? The Japanese maple brings me into like mom feeling, mom vibes, pink vibes. I'm in the pink space. You know how, I don't know if it still applies, but like back in the day, anyway, when I was young, like the lore was like pink and red clash. And that's the kind of feeling I get. Like somebody might have been pink, somebody might have been red, and there seems to be this clash, or there was a clash, maybe in the way like you fought a lot with your mom or something along that mother energy, but inevitably there's no clashing, right? Now we can all wear red and pink together freely, and it's creative or unique, or it's so I kind of get those vibes from it. Like there's another fairy in there. But this feels like the mother of all fairies. This actually feels like my third eye in my, I think it's the pink ray is in relation to the heart space. It's not carved in stone, and I could be absolutely wrong, but that's where it's drawing me up to. So like say if these were like the lady bits, and here's like the high heart up here. And see right here's where I'm seeing like the fairy between these two eyes. Like I'm marked in a good way, or at least the way I'm sensing it. Curse or blessing, of course, is open to each to perceive and receive. That I can see. Again, it's like these orby little things. They're all over the place for me. In my peripheral. Like, yeah. So now I'm seeing it like a crowning though. So it might be something in your lines bringing me into like true blood feel, where Suki has like a special gift, or her elixir is more elixiry. But like, remember like her parents were going to like maybe try, I don't know the story specifically. I don't remember, but there was something like her parents were, I don't know if they were going to try and get rid of her, or the dad, I don't know, something was going to, because they knew like she was different, and there's something along that lines. So it's also bringing me into the shadow aspect of of the fairy realm. There's a feistiness about this, right? And there's like little, as much as there's like little floaty orbs, there's also these little bites and pinches. Like I really want to listen. I really want to listen when I'm in here. Sorry, give me 2 moments. I feel like your parents are stepping forward, and I don't know if they're incarnate or amongst the interconnected nature. I'm being brought back down to the gray, and I'm seeing it as whales. Yep. Tess. Tess tied together, kind of like that Celtic knot, or like really big Piscean energy. Like orcas or whales that represent some sort of Piscean energy. Is that where I'm heading? Is that where I'm heading? Okay, thank you. On the bottom, we have spark. Yeah, you have... See, there's that red and pink. Same thing. Whether or not your mother is incarnate or has moved on. And like there's the little fairy and like just pours down love. Even if there was misunderstandings, this was unseen. We'll get to that in a second. So when I came back down into the Orca Pisces, the Ghostlands came up. Like, I'll see all that gray and that time, locomotion. Am I worried that there's not enough time? Maybe I want to have a family. And do I think that there's not enough time in earthly age or something along that lines? Maybe just start a family, start a new business, whatever the case may be. Wizard of awareness, details. I just got a weird feeling. It's like I'm thinking about it. Clarity to commit to what I want. Just say it. Unseen here is coming together. And once I say it, it comes together. The pelican might also stand out to you. There's that soulmate person. It doesn't have to be a male. It's just the energy that I'm feeling, because there's no judgment, freedom to love, free to love. But it's almost like for not matching in sameness, but equilibrium of energy exchange. I want somebody who's like a wizard to a fairy goddess. You know what I mean? So I can be myself. So I can free form while still respecting structures of sorts. Time stop. Somehow I'm going from black and white to sepia. Is that like an in-between stage of like this television? Like it's almost like seeing Bewitched or something along the lines, or some, I Dream of Jeannie or old love story in black and white. And then it goes to sepia. So like there's a slightly different shift in the coloration, and then it goes to color. And it's like the sepia is like an indication something's about to change. There's details that are being dealt with. Something about gold as well. I don't know if you, through some sort of commitment to start your own family, whether that family is friends, soul family, corporate, starting a business with somebody. I'm not sure what it is, but that's not for me. But it's going to all come together. Because what you want wants you. Commit to that. That's at least how I'm feeling. Okay, I'm moving up. No, we're going to go there first. Okay, I love it. All right, Tess. Let's keep going. The Fixer. The Prince of Light. Or less. I feel like I'm waiting for the symbolic prince. Or perhaps somebody did pass. The Green Woman. Oh, there you are. Do you have a sister? Do you have a sister? Temptation's on the bottom here. Prince of Shadows. Okay. So, of course, take these in. Because then you also have these two. Oh, my goodness. The Prince of Light and the Green Woman. There's that like Celtic goddess feel. Right there. And then the Temptation, Prince of Shadows. Like that tells a story in and of itself. In whatever context and road you wish to travel on. But can you feel me? Like I don't know if I've lost somebody or a relationship went awry. Even like a business one, right? And it just kind of put a stank on it for moving forward. But it's like this goddess feel is stepping forward. Celtic, Irish, something along, I don't know. But luck is there. And it's like, I'm fixing how it feels to me. Or maybe I've done the fixing, I've done the healing, I'm amidst it. You know, we can apply that journey in many paths and roads. It doesn't all have to be done. I feel like every step you take works towards that. And now it could be in like a waiting period. Maybe that's where I feel right now. It's because like I'm just kind of waiting. I did some fixing and I'm just going to wait it out. Now I feel like I'm in a waiting room for something. Am I waiting for a message? These guys, or the fixer and the waiting, feel like they're in between the Prince of Light, Green Woman, and the Prince of Shadows, Temptation. I do like do you attract a certain kind of person? You know what I mean? Like sometimes you're like, why do I attract those people or these kinds of people? Not to separate them from anybody else, but you know what I mean? And it's because what you want wants you. Details of clearing up what I want, because that's truly what's going to come together. But it's kind of like I can see the best in everybody. But blessing or a curse, I'm inspired to say what I actually want. At the caliber I actually want. The caliber, the quality. Could be waiting for a message. Message from a loved one. Message from, I kind of even like a sibling. Maybe somebody who's like a sister to you or something like that. Or a sister or brother or something along that lines. Okay, I'm going to keep moving up here. Okay, I'm up in the clouds of that throat. Right here is where I'm at. One momento, please. I feel like I have two systems running. I have eyes in my throat. Like I can see things through the tones in which others speak, and now myself quite clearly. Of myself quite clearly. I'm seeing a buffalo. A big old buffalo. And there's something else with it. It's kind of like a shepherd leading this buffalo. Is it a buffalo? I think so. It's got a little bit of a raw face to it. Could be, even if it's something like political. I feel like that's being released from my talk. Because it's connecting me into a bigger collective where it's not that it's not important. It's not my place, but there's like a mask on my throat in certain topics. Like one of those masks that people have been wearing, but it's on my throat. But this buffalo and the shepherd is a bunny or a rabbit. So there could be maybe in just talking about like, oh my goodness, you know, from a larger collective space, and then how it would like tidal wave back in, or vice versa, you know, the oceans of time and contemplations. I see these fears and the wisdom of this, you know, buffalo, whatever buffalo may mean to you as well. They're being shepherded out actually by it's like your fear turns into fertility to say like we're going to move on to different pastures to go where there's more of maybe those kind of frequencies. I don't know what that means. Like maybe you're changing political views, or it doesn't have to be political in the same or very societal ways, just in general, and speaking this to myself of what I really want. I can acknowledge what's happening around me, causes good, bad, or ugly. I can, see all this. I can sense all of it because I have eyes at my throat, and I can feel how people feel, or I can see how people feel. But it kind of closes me off sometimes because it's a lot, and it almost as if it fertilizes fears in some way. And then I had a little extra oomph to kind of pull out of it. But I feel like that is alleviating, and hopefully I said that in a decent way. But it doesn't have to be political. Maybe it's just personal views. Maybe it's the self-talk language, or identifying in definitions, and just saying, it's a lot of effort for something that's going to what's that word? I don't even know the word I just heard. That's going to morph into something else. Maybe there's a hell-bent. No need to be hell-bent. In whatever context it's in or relation to. Nice, that's where I'm at. I feel like you speak empathically. Like you speak with emotion, very earnest. No? Okay. There we go. Thank you. No, there we go. Very earnest in expression. So like when I'm saying something, I can feel I mean it. And that's almost like sometimes that can be a little overwhelming, because it's like I feel what I say. Tess. I don't know if there's something with the lower back or between the ribs, like spine. Dream Thief, number 13. Should that mean anything to you? I'm going to take a boo here. Such a beautiful card. This is that morphing, mixed, multiverse kind of feeling. Seeing life in color, and then like the color changed again. I kind of come back to that like time thing. Like, did I miss a window, or did somebody, this Prince of Shadows, did that experience take away some sort of time? It's like a gargoyle. Does somebody watch you? I'm kind of getting stalker vibes. Like maybe not like serious stalker, but just like, do you know what it is? It's like when someone's really light and they attract, moths to the flame type thing. I feel like you have those. I feel like you were tempted. Again, please personalize it or release it freely. I'm just floating around like an astronaut here. I feel as though I was tempted, I'm going to say for simplicity's sake, by the dark. And I don't like to be all damning to the dark. There's power there, and I understand it. So maybe you received that, and you were able to not get addicted to the power of something. Anyway, so it's perceived as a refusal of the call, but that's like so positive. It possibly could even be in this incarnation in general. It's like you were tempted, But you received the message to like fix up some sort of karmic cycle, maybe from the Celtic knot, to undo it from another lifetime, paralleling present that is currently happening. And I feel like you did it. I feel as though because you refused this call, and it's like somebody could be like, well, you're a thief of this. You're not something or other, blah, 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 blah. You actually, like a karmic knot has been freed. Even within your own energies, right? I mean, whether you're new to me or not, like I'm always, whether it's male or female energies to the earthly, like within oneself, to whatever the earthly expressions are, male, female, all that being indifferent. But you can always come home within my own energies. But man, there is a male spirit around you in spirit that is just like, I feel like you're very adored. I feel like you're adored by those in the above and by the spirit animals here. There's such a kindness, even though again, a fiery feistiness is to be expected in this blue fairy realm. So I have the lovers coming out. So I'm in like this Cupid Orion arrow thing, and the lovers just come out. I'm going to flip it in a moment as well, because I swear to God I can yam around forever. Queen of Cups and something unseen. Okay, what do we have here for Tess? 10 of Swords. Does it come through? There we go. Do you overthink things? Could be in relation to even to your career too. I feel like I have lots of intentionality. I have lots of intentions, lots of buttons. I have so many ideas, and I kind of want to be able to like stick to a few is how I'm feeling. It's like, do people ask you a lot of questions that kind of imply? That's how I'm feeling in this moment. Like people ask me questions that kind of imply like, why do you do what you do? Or how did you come to that decision? And maybe think a little differently, or maybe because you feel a differently, maybe you float around, maybe you're very, like I'm seeing like a power washer, like straight shooter. Kind of feel like I'm both actually. It's like I'm seeing one of those hose nozzles where you can do like full cone, sprinkle, like you have that ability. That's what it makes me feel like. Oh, for heavens and hot dogs. Okay, here we go. Take these in any which way you'd like. And then unseen that came face down was and is the Tower. I feel like if something did topple, sorry, especially when I'm working with somebody who's got lots of spirit around them, it's like it's like walking through spider webs and it's like I cherish what I had to let go of. Whether it was a passing, a relationship, people, friends, old versions of myself. And I know it sounds cheesy, but I truly feel like I embrace them as things change. What I want changes. I see a lot of money around you. But I don't know if it's all like coin cash. Maybe it's just different creations, different things, different opportunities. Anyway, sorry, that was like a total, maybe you're really good at saving. Anyway, back to the Tower. I feel like I am very compassionate. And it's almost like, it's funny, I can go both ways. You know, when something happens, people can play that little violin. They're like, like, tell me yourself. I'm so sorry, but you know, they do that. And then there's this other side that I do feel like is more prominent, but you might have this little, you know, like, tell me you're sorry, whatever. This, like, I embrace the Tower while it's falling, whatever towers may represent, because I helped build them. I was there for every brick and mortar window being put in opportunity. So when the cycle of destruction to turns to creation, and creation destruction. I don't know how to express this feeling to you right now, because it's like intellectually I want to go, oh, the tower, but really what I'm feeling inside is ultimate understanding of compassion. It kind of makes me want to cry. I'm not going to lie. I cry a lot in reading, so I'm not going to hold back, but I feel so much compassion that it makes me want to cry. Now, maybe this is on a collective level as well, in my interactions, like leaving home, leaving spirit space, whatever you want to refer to it as, to come into the earthly existence that just feels like it's crumbling apart. But I'm here to help, and I'm here to help humanity, because I am also human. I can relate to being human. I may not define myself as in its entirety human, but I absolutely understand, and I have compassion for the human experience. And I have to leave my peace, my knowing, my understanding, because I want to be of service. And I embrace it with such compassion. This is in like consciousness level. And I'm taking the portal door, I'm taking the elevator down to earth, because I have so much compassion for the collective. Do you know what I'm saying? Because my emotions run deep. For the divine, all the way down to the density, and then even beyond. Okay, hopefully that resonated. I have here Queen of Cups and the Lovers, whether that's the parts of the self. And again, if any relationships have been laid to rest, if anyone has passed, even if someone was stern, I lay it all to rest. I let it topple so I can rebuild and truly build, like one at a time. But I do feel like if you're looking for love, it's like that wizard, the lovers here. They're going to have their feminine and masculine energies intact as well. So there's going to be a balancing act that feels well. It's like, oh, everyone's free to be, but by respecting each other's boundaries and kind of rules of their reality in this relationship coming forward, whether it's in the self or beyond. Okay, I'm going to flip a test because, like, seriously, I've been rambling on forever. Like, it's crazy. Okay, flipping it. There's the perspective now I'm going to be wandering into. I'm just going to take a moment here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I feel like I need a sip of water. Merci beaucoup. Oh, what are you? I'm seeing like one of those stick horses from when you're a kid. There's just like a stick with a horse head on top. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing for sure. Might even be a donkey. I feel I made it to see, again, there's this bowing thing. I might have made a journey internally, astrally. I don't know if you like astral travel or remote view. Again, because I see a lot of star stuff around you, like connecting dots. Okay. And I've made a travel somewhere to meet someone. I want to say it's like guru vibes, but maybe it's just like your therapist, or maybe it's a mentor of somebody. There is a travel to see them. There's something about grace as well. Grace and gratitude. I was seeing it also like an inchworm. Sorry, I am up here if I should share this with you. It's like, here's that horse on a stick thing, but it's also like an inchworm. And it comes to meet this bowing thing. Sorry, now I'm over here. I want, it's fun. Like, I want to place that like a mustache. I'm such a child. But I'm also seeing it like a volcano. I don't know if it's like Hawaii or I don't know enough places that have volcanoes. But also like a plant. Okay. A plant where, like here in my town in Ontario, or town's area, Hamilton is known as like Steel Town, Haldeman, Nanacoke, and farm and mining and whatnot. Anyway, but it's like you can see like a factory or something, or at least a building, and there's all this smoke or steam coming out. You know what I mean? Like there's just action going on there. It could also be symbolic of the self, of course, of like frequencies of that, like industry, some sort of industry. Maybe you were in an industry and you changed. It's like I was known for this, and now I want to be known for that. And I kind of want to say, like, I just want to be released of being known for that, and just saying I'm open to be seen, like something along that lines. And allowing it like freedom for people, freedom to love, free to love, to meet others or interact with others and feel the moment versus this angst to know me for this or know me for that. But respectfully, maybe some people just hold you in certain places. That's, gotta respect. Can't force them to release it. I feel like that's not really a good use of your time, to be honest. Like, why bother changing people's minds, right? Worry about your mind. That's how I'm feeling. So I don't know if you've been through something stormy at some point in time, but I kind of feel like a tornado or something went through. Because I'm seeing like this wicked witch hat up there, like, yeah, Wizard of Oz vibe. I don't know where you live, so I don't know if it's like a common tornado or hurricane kind of section, but I see like at some point in time there might have been destruction. Could have been a lot of praying for people, for other people. Maybe you're that kind of person, again, collectively, that if you know something's going on in the world. See, again, my throat. I want to send compassion through my prayers, because I know my prayers have power. Insert any word you want versus prayers, because I'm seeing different like map shapes, and I don't know what they are, and I don't think that's the point. They're just different parts of the world. Especially when it's like you can sense separation. In the space of separation, I feel like, bear with me here, Tess, I pray in the space in between what is perceived as separation. It's like not picking one side or the other. If there's it's the space in between that I work with. I don't know how to explain this feeling I get amongst your energy. It's as though my big toe is itchy. How do I say that? I kind of just feel like you're an angel incarnate. But that doesn't mean you don't get pissed off. That doesn't mean there's not a feistiness about it. But I kind of get those vibes. But there's, again, it's like all these mixtures of cultures and stuff. Even though you might have a favorite, you might have a one. You can navigate compassionately through the cultures of the collective by utilizing the space in between that sometimes isn't seen by everybody. And for you, it's like it's a road. It's very clear. That's how I'm feeling it anyway. So the navigator of airships came in right as we were talking about that. So I love that. And like, again, there's all that gold and inventor. It's almost like by coming down and being incarnate. I don't know if this is actually like a prominent concept in your life or just the way I'm sensing or translating it for me. But like as you're navigating, people might think that you're inventing new things. And I'm not trying to take away whether one is or isn't, because it's like it's all floating out there. And it's like seeing those rivers of the in-between, or the pathways of in-between, any sort of separation, disagreement, this, that, or the other. And I feel like you might get credit for inventing them, or communicating something a certain way, or feeling something a certain way, sharing that feeling. And people are like, but for you, you're just navigating what you know, because your presence is very blue hues come through for me. Blue and gold. There's definitely a male also coming towards you. Maybe you already are. Maybe you are married. Maybe you're in a happy relationship, and I'm just picking up on his. But it's like, if somebody's like A plus, or like I'm seeing like double A's. Especially if you have a male in spirit, like a father figure or grandfather. I do have these. Oh no, it doesn't matter. Okay, sorry, where was I? Spring Heel Jack came through. And has that come through? I can't even see sometimes all the time. Spring Heel Jack. Just like their death card in this Steampunk Tarot. It's like you can, I don't know. Sorry if I feel like I'm stuck on this, but I'm not. I'm more fascinated with it because it's very strong. So it's saying like the old times of the depictions, like in the sky, the old oil paintings or whatever, and there's like the war in the sky, or the war on the ground, the conflict between good and bad, evil and the living and the dead, even like the walking, whatever the case may be, the walking dead. I don't know why that came through. Because this is on the bottom. But I feel like there's a death to something that I almost want to say like some sort of conflict that was more earthly based, is more earthly based. Maybe this is that separation through the maps, or the different societal systems. And it's almost like, oh, I don't need to take these on as my own. Compassion for the conflict amongst the collective, but it's not my own. I'm gonna weave in between here. Brings me into like the wampum agreement as well. But I kind of get this feeling like you have like angels and demons both keeping an eye out for you, with you, on you. It's almost like if I saw one of those old oil paintings, I might even see somebody painted that I'd be like, who's that? And I would resonate with that depiction. Do you know what I'm saying? Where do I want to go from here? Where do I want to go from here? Because moving on up. Oh, where are you? Okay. Hangman, or suspension tank. Okay. Engineer. This is blueprint stuff. Blueprints, blue fairies. Okay. I will bring these up for you. This is like root stuff. Where do I want to go? Where do I want to go from here? Of course, follow them. And then engineer. And then you have a Lady of Submersibles underneath that. Okay, where am I in the Inkblot? There I am. Thank you. I want my shoulders to be rubbed right now. I feel very stressy in the shoulder area. Maybe because looking for a little direction, a little insight. I don't know, but I feel very exploratory in your... Are you yourself making your own map? But every so often it's nice for somebody to recommend something and say, well, why don't you try here? Sometimes it's just nice to have an inspiration, right? And be like, let me see. Let me see if I feel that. So I kind of have like this slight indecision. Not indecision, but yeah, like where do I want to go from here? But I know where I'm here is perfectly good. It's just like maybe like a side adventure or something like that. Or again, like if you do something prominently as a job or career, you also have this side hustle career. It's like one's a job, one's a career, but they could be swapped in what everyone thinks. And this is why I say when I talk about, because I'm down here in the blue of your Inkblot again, but from the other perspective. Okay, so I'm seeing on like one of the gold shows or something my husband watches, and one of them is a girl. The point is that she's a girl, not her character, personality, or anything like that. The point being is that amongst the majority of men, which isn't actually important for me getting tied up into anything, but she stands out because just happens to be amongst this industry, majority of them are men. So she stands out, but what's even more stands out is I think she was like an opera singer before or something like that. And she can like dive down and do the water like scuba diving thing to collect for gold, and she like runs the ship and the business. Again, I don't know what the gold show is called. I don't think it's the point of her personality being likable or not. The point is that I'm sensing is she was once an opera singer and can still sing. But she can go down deep into the water, empathically speaking, emotionally speaking, take a look around, get the golden nuggets that's needed. And yes, you're going to vacuum up other stuff with it. But then once it gets to the top, she can also run the ship. And be like, hey, if things come out with this, gold dust, fairy dust, if I may, and share and sprinkle around accordingly and keep enough to provide for the next time, for the next adventure. Maybe go on vacations a lot or something like that. I don't know. But it's like you make the fairy dust. Oh, see, but like it stresses me out. It stresses me out in being a guest in it, but it's pretty impressive. Because it's what I'm seeing in there. It's like this cloud of, and when I say cloud, I mean like sky cloud. And I can do so many things in there. But my feelings and the frequencies that I'm like that blueprint engineering up with whatever maybe I gather, like these nuggets of different things that I gather from existence, right? Just simply existence. And then I bring them all into like this hub, and I'm seeing either a tick or a scarab beetle. And I know those are two very different symbols to see, but they're kind of similar. If we take the human ick out of it, of the tick, they can feed and feed and feed and feed and feed, and they will, hopefully delatch, and there's no, well, that's for just the very human, like there's no Lyme disease or anything like that, or no effects from it. But there's this feeding of it. When I wander into the scarab beetle, I feel as though I'm growing my emotions in my in the pineal gland, but I feel like it's like my ethereal eye. It's not even my third eye. No, but that's like the scarab beetle brings me into all the gold, but I'm seeing it as blue because I'm feeding something with my emotions that I got. I'm fishing now. So sorry, suddenly I'm fishing. I'm just going to go right where it took me. And I can use some things that I collect as bait to collect other things. Does that make sense? Sorry, I feel like that was a whole lot in there, but there's like the tick or scarab beetle, and like the things are coming in, whatever I collect. And then see, like there's this being here. It's like when people say there's all the downloads, but there's also an upload. I feel like you're fun. I come from a different planet is on the bottom. These cards can be a little rough to see. I come from a different planet. Power. Maybe sometimes you feel like a freak. Death and rebirth. The spring heeled jack has already come through as well. And that's why I'm coming into this acorn, like celestially, energetically, ethereally. People, I don't know, do you have like an alien thing? Like, is alien abduction? Do you feel like people come in and like, maybe it's empathically, and that's the way I can resonate with it, that people come in like to upload from you the information you've collected from your angelic world or your alien atmospheres. You know what I'm saying? There's an upload and a download kind of feel. I'm also seeing like indie head massage, like I'm seeing like old school like magician, like brainwaves, like maybe just need a head massage every so often for the amount of information and data that you collect just by being you. Maybe just by being from a different planet, a different dimension. It doesn't have to be a freak in regards to an alien energy or necessarily all. It's kind of like that fairy thing too, right? Fiesty pinches or whatnot to angelic as well. You're fun. You're fun. That's how it feels like to me. Death and rebirth. Maybe something's going on. I'm coming down in here as we're getting ready to close out. Like seriously, I've been yammering on for way too long. So I'm closing out here, Tess. Thank you for being you. Thank you for wandering through this with me. So I feel like I'm seeing like a SpongeBob character that's a starfish. I've never actually seen SpongeBob, so I don't know anything about that starfish, but I'm seeing it as a star. So even though it's under the sea, I'm seeing it as a star. Silver, five-pointed star, Tess. Something about a zipper in a coat. Maybe some sort of actually like medical things. Straitjacket kind of style, somewhere there's an energy leak, so just keep an eye out for that. But I feel like, trip, I don't know, I feel like your energy moves constantly, but maybe you are on like through the in-betweens. Maybe you're thinking about going on a trip down in the valley, Atlantis and Muse. Maybe this is that feeling like again, we were talking about those old oil paintings. Maybe you have a resonance with Muse, Lemuria, Atlantis with all that blue. And the silver, like Lemuria, Mute, the landmass. Maybe something about Hawaii as well. It might be shocking if you have a resonance. He, ho, ho, ho. Someone is laughing at you. That came face down, and as well with the path of the heart. If there's any sort of heartbreak, or hopefully not even of yourself, for any pains and gains that went on. It's like starting, and I'm seeing like one of those funny things when a friend like startles somebody and then they go, wah! But it's the funniest thing ever, right? To like purposely startle somebody because it breaks up the energy in a burst, but it gives you a heart attack in the end of it, right? So, but I feel like that may have already happened, or somebody's going to come into your life, not give you a heart attack, but, get you going. And then that's when, I don't know if this will come through. Sorry about my nails. Like the peace, the actual point isn't to get to the end. And that's also giving me, it's like to reside in the center. And this is also giving me those Atlantis vibes. Maybe you're like an Atlantean angel. And like I said, as a trip, the valley, it's like when you incarnate. When you incarnate in this lifetime, it's like coming down in the valley. You took the trip down here. Yes, you did. It's like, I can see you suited up for that with that jacket. You might, again, it's like there's somebody of position. You are somebody of position, soulfully, spiritually speaking, not in some sort of hierarchy of trying to define anything, but kind of credit where credit is due. This isn't your first run around the moon. Oh my goodness. Okay, Tess. Last but not least, we have here, can we see them? Mushroom, as above, so below, and keep up the good work. Please know that. Please know that on this journey, on this trip, the as above, so below that has been so prominent in your ink and your insights to the atmosphere above, to the atmosphere below, and then below again. Please know that you are doing great work. And if not already, a great love story is here for you as well. All right. Thank you so much for being my muse, Tess. Thank you.